All right, gonna start doing a couple videos here displaying the products that I use, um, and maybe explain a little bit about why I use them for traditional art, the way that I create comics. Let me get rid of this here for a second. Okay, so got some papers in. Haven't really shown people what I actually use for my comic books and covers and all that. So this one right here was recommended to me long ago from Adelso Corona, who is an industry professional inker. I will often hit him up for some advice on products and all that if I'm thinking of switching gears and trying some new stuff. So this is actually not a smooth paper. This is a 500 series Bristol, Strathmore Bristol that I use. And I'll show you a couple pieces here that I've used it for. So these are upcoming trading cards on my RAGETALITY'S WAR Indiegogo campaign that's in pre-launch right now. And I'm not going to show it here. You do get anyone who signs up on the pre-launch and backs the project gets an exclusive RAGETALITY'S WAR trading card only for those backers. So, and this is a variant cover. It's going to be used, I believe, for an ash can for the RAGETALITY'S WAR book as well. So yeah, this is kind of the line variation that I get out of it. Yeah, there's different kinds of brushes here used. There's traditional nib. I believe this was all traditional nib. Brush inks. I'm a big fan of just kind of letting it ride. So a lot of times these little white specks and a lot of these little mistakes I will actually just leave in because I think it looks cool. I'm not a perfectionist and I'm not trying to be one. This is another example here. This was not intended. A lot of these rough edges were not intended, and I'm super excited to see them in print. Kind of want to see how that pans out. So yeah, anyways, those were created on this 500 series Strathmore Bristol. It's a little more expensive than a standard Bristol, and I believe there is a plate finish to this. I have not explored that. I've stuck to this one here, which is the vellum Bristol. It's toothy. It's not very smooth. And the funniest part about this is I use this specifically for inking. Just like when I inking Liefeld stuff or inking the Black Flag stuff for Dan Frega was all on this board. There's something about it with the ink process. I don't feel out of control. It doesn't feel too loose. So I do like that. Something else that arrived today. This is what I use for pencils. There's a lot of my work I just go straight pencil, straight to scan, straight to color. I'm a very tight penciler. A lot of times people are confused. They think that my pencils are inked. They are not. I just scan them and run with it and go straight to color. And I just like the energy underneath of it that shows through on my lines and pencils. So this is what I use here. I use a smooth Bristol this time, not a vellum. I use a smooth, the 300 series. The paper has a nice thickness to it. If I decide I want to come in with some grayscale, some inks, it works just fine for me as well. But for the heavy lifting, actual like ink stuff, traditional ink stuff, the 500 Bristol is my go-to. This 300 smooth is what I pretty much only draw on for pencil line art. And so yeah, do want to show this. Generally, when you get these pads, they usually have this strip, this glue strip, and you can see that the paper is bound in for I guess retail purpose. But the you can see where it's bound. It's a horrible view. It's bound into the actual paper, and a lot of times when you tear out new sheets, you'll end up with these crazy ribbed edges and things like that. Not ripped, ribbed, the waves. So, but yeah, these were from Amazon, these 300 smooths. And something I immediately saw was that, so they're not shrink wrap, but they are closed. And it does not have any glue strip on these. This is actually the first time I'll be taking one out completely. I wasn't really sure what I was looking at, but this is kind of nice. So the pad basically is just, it's all loose sheets, bagged as, back in the day, the Blue Line Pro pages, that garbage that would turn yellow after a year, and not keep, the clarity of like the white paper. Used to come in these packages sort of like this that were taped over and all that. It made you feel like a pro because you're buying professional paper and all that. But yeah, so just so anyone knows, if they do end up getting this kind of stuff off Amazon for the 300 series at least, yeah, I got 3 packs here, and all 3 are no glue binding on the edges there. Like I said, I dig that. I like that. I'm not having that top edge with the crazy, cut going on. So yeah, but pretty simple, easy peasy. Yeah, my two go-tos: 300 smooth for pencils, 500 vellum Bristol. It is toothy. It's toothy, being that it has a lot of. It is a rough surface. It's not a smooth surface, but I do prefer it on my finished inks. I just feel like I have a nicer looking physical product, and the pages feel real nice too. Just holding them, they feel like real artwork. So I do like that a lot about it. And yes, this is a toddy swipe. The cards are not. So yeah, let's go ahead and if you look down below as well, I am going to have I'll have the link to the pre-launch sign up. I believe that link stays live as well for the actual campaign for the RAGETALITY'S WAR. If I read it correctly, I may not have, but I do believe that's the case. So that link should be good. And yeah, so